Oh man, and we're live. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. First of all, I'm up early. Okay, nobody is expecting me to go on at 6 a.m. The chat is actually open for people who are subscribers to the channel. For the people whose names are in green, the extra supporters, I will make this up to you over the weekend. I will do a special live over the weekend just for you so that if your name is not in green, you can access the chat. All right. This morning, the chat is open to names who are in green and subscribers. I was in a hurry trying to set this up and I accidentally hit everybody subscribers and I can't take it back because that's how YouTube is set up. We're early. I put out a message yesterday saying I would be on at 6 a.m. this morning, and I'm on at 6 a.m. this morning. So, with that said, okay, them give me a monkey on the screen again, and with the monkey on the screen, my screen is now over here on a different computer. So, if you see me turning this way a lot, then turning back over here is because this is what I have to do to read it. All right. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. That's a struggle. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards, school teachers, law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Shout out to the payroll attendees, chefs in kitchens, secretaries in offices. Shout out to the girls on OnlyFans. Shout out to the back road workers and shout out to the strippers on poles. Whatever it is you do for a living, shout out to you. I'm not God and I ain't trying to judge you. As long as you ain't out here robbing, stealing, killing, pillaging, plundering, raping, all these things. I won't say that word again because it's very triggering. As long as this is not what you're doing out here and you up and out to get yours, shout out to you. I'm not tell you how to get yours because if you stop doing it, I'm not paying your bills, right? Just keep some decorum and some dignity within your thing. Within that said, here we are on this beautiful Friday morning. Today is the 6th of the 6th. Somebody would have said, hurry up and change that, please, because them now want to say 666. Anyhow, and on days like these, we say, it's the freaking weekend, baby! Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. You have to give thanks and praises, my friend. You have to wake up this morning and act like you're happy to be up. We made it through another week, another week, and another week, and another week, and another week, and another week again. Whoa, that ain't you doing that. You're chosen to be here. You've been preserved. You've been gifted today. All right, so start move like it. Somebody didn't wake up this morning. Somebody is having a hell of a time with life today. I was watching a video last night. This man was talking about how to get your life right and how to get rich and how to, have the best life possible. He said the first thing you want to do is get your health in check. Don't worry about nothing else. Get your health in check first. Because if you go building an empire while your health is fading, I promise you, that will not matter down the road because you'll be trying to fix your health the whole time and not enjoy this empire you built. Serious thing. So for those of us who are up this morning, healthy and strong and feeling good, give thanks. All right? Give thanks and praise to the Most High. You know what's funny? This morning I woke up, right? Me get up from early. Me up from 2:30 this morning. By 3 a.m. I was in the weight room working out and then back home to do some work before I even started this. The heights of great men reached and kept are not attained by sudden flight. So while you did cock up your big size 12 them and snoring, I was toiling upwards through the night. That was instilled in me from Morieva Primary School in Jamaica from way back in the days till now. So man afraid to get up and sacrifice sleep and work. Funny thing is, I put on my phone and I look to see what's trending because that's what we do. We talk about what's trending, right? And boom, there was Vybz Kartel on his way to Atlanta. And he said, him jump out of the car, right? and they're traveling multiple vehicles, and he jumps out the car and he goes, yeah, we're on the way to Atlanta right now. Road trip. And I said, damn, you know how many times I did that same trip on that same road there, heading to the same. Remember, I know my two boys, their mom live in Atlanta. We used to go very frequently and do when that's where we did the family vlogs on the road. I'm going to get my kids. I'm going to drop them back off, etc. Did that for years, for years. And now to see him doing it and him can jump out and say road trip, it feels good. It feels good. So yeah, that's a part of wishing good for others. But y'all know that over the years, I've truly advocated for his freedom. So we still celebrating because we are seeing everything unfold. With that said, you know, we have a lot going on this morning. The reason why we are up this early and starting this early, just to let you in my business a little bit. My two babies are going to the dentist today. They're going to go get their teeth cleaned and checked and all these other things. So I don't want their mommy to do it by herself. I want to be there too. Not just for no accolades or nothing, just because me don't want to miss out on them kind of something there. Because I have big kids too. So watching the little ones, I know how fast the time is going to fly when these little ones were no longer little. And me don't want to miss the moments. I don't want to miss the school meetings. I don't want to miss the dental appointments, the vaccinations, the checkups, the all them kind of something there, you know. And also in saying that, leading by example, I'm just encouraging my brothers out there to be there for your children as well. Don't miss those important things that's happening because you can't recapture them and take them back and redo them again. They're only 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 one time. After that, them turn big people upon you and they don't really need you like that anymore. So that's what we are doing this morning, and it starts out early. So this is from 6 to 8:30. That's the plan, and then I have to dash out of here to go. Everybody in the house right now, them asleep. So when I said morning thoughts, it's the freaking weekend. I don't know if I wake them up on the other side of the house or not disturbing their sleep, but that's that. All right. So big up to some people before we start this morning. I see a lot of names in the chat. I appreciate you greatly being here. I don't know some I couldn't do this without Uno. I would just be a big old talking head sitting in front of a camera, right? Oh, somebody said yesterday, I don't know if I like you with braids, with those braids. We are try a thing, man. I tell you, say a hot boy summer. I mean, I got hot all when me at 95, you know. So we are trying a thing, but it wasn't for that. I just wanted to see if I could grow my hair out. Cause most of the people in my age, you know, them hair big peel out already or something like that. And my hair still black. I have like I found one strand of gray in the front of my head the other day. And the day I try to pick it out and end up pick out a whole patch. The gray them trunk, they don't go nowhere. So I just left it. You know what I mean? But under this hat, I did got my hair braided up. That's what it was. And so if you don't see look something that peek out from under the hat. But a woman said yesterday, I don't know if I like you with braids, with those braids. And I thought to myself, I typed it, but then me erased what I typed. Because I was like, I don't think it's important if you like me with braids or not. Because my wife liked them, and she's the one that actually did them. So you see how we don't have no problems in our life. Eh? When life is so good that that is your major concern, you know, no problem in a life, man. Somebody have some real problem out there. Them not even have time to think about them something there. Anyway, so let's big up some people this morning before we go into the live. Go into our discussions. I promise it to be a festive morning. Great goodies. Thank you for being the first one in this morning. I appreciate you greatly. Audrey Wright, thank you for being here as well. Morning fam and present teacher. I look forward to that all the time. We don't know why Audrey did start saying that, you know, but she hasn't stopped, and that's her brand to me. Every time I say that morning fam, present teacher, I would say yes. Miss Goldie Robinson, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Great goodies says it's the freaking weekend, baby. Marie's message 411 TV is in the building. That's my fellow content creator sister. Marie's message had us all emotional yesterday. Talk some real things. You know, that part of life there where you realize that the closest people, or should be the closest people to you, aren't even supporters of you, And on your journey in this life, while you try to make something of yourself, they will probably be the least supportive of them. Kind of hit home. You know, had some people very emotional in the chat and on the show yesterday. She's right there in the comment section. Right there, so Marie's Message 411 TV. Click her name, go over to her channel, hit the subscribe button. You don't have to tell her I said SouFlo send you because you're there, so I see me, I send you. All right. Big up yourself, Marie. Thank you for being here. Roland Richards is in the building. RR123 is here. D. Smith, thank you for being here. Elaine Brown, Michelle Taylor RN. Good morning. Put some respect on it. I have a newfound respect for that RN something there. Audrey Wright, big up yourself. Thank you for being here again. Onika St. John is in the building. Virtuous Fire is here. Christine Williams, thank you for being here. Jay Robinson. Onika St. John says, happy Friday to everyone. Vivian Grime is in the building. BM says, good morning, everyone. And it's the freaking weekend, baby, and it's a blessing to be here. Yes, indeed. Bad Dolly, 261, in the building. Bedroom Bully, 27. Every time I see that name, Bedroom Bully, I just remember, my daddy is a bedroom bully. Bedroom Bully, part for my mommy. That's Shabba Rankin. Him have a song called Bedroom Bully. Right? Yvonne Walford is here with us. Sharon Spence is here. Chronicle, big up yourself, G. Thank you for being here. Up early, yes. Bless up. Virtuous Fire is in the building. Chronicle, you get the reply. I replied to you yesterday. I don't know if you see. But we're gonna talk about it this morning. We're gonna discuss. I'll get into the topics in a minute. I'm just doing some shout outs. King Biggs, big up yourself. King Biggs was the person who let me say morning fam, because I kept on saying good morning, good morning. Every time I said good morning, he was like pulling me back into my element, you know, into that Jamaican cultural morning, you know, morning fam. So I started saying morning fam too. And then that's how we dealt with it. He never said good morning. You know, we don't have to be Queen's English all the time. Somebody was trying to correct my English yesterday. I think it's furniture. I said, I add an S to it and said all the furnitures. And she was like, she sent me a special message. SouFlo, there is no S on furnitures. I said, all right, English teacher. Because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. But I've seen women who say, listen, if that man talk, and him add a S to furniture or fish, and him add S and say fishes, ES. Me not talk to him because him a dunce. And I was like, damn, that serious? You know, really that serious. Remember, so we chat patois too, you know? So we have a way of saying things and we fluctuate between. So the thing kind of mix up, but it's something that a lot of people actually like. I can't tell you how many people are like, where are you from? I love your accent. When we give them a little bit of the Jamaican mixed with a lot of the Queen's English and the American accent and all these things mixing, they really can't figure out where I'm from. So they're like, where are you from? I go to Texas, and they're like, you a river rat. I'm like, what the hell is a river rat? Oh, you from the bayou, you from Louisiana. I'm like, no, I'm Jamaican. But I was raised in Florida. And they're like, oh, really? Well, you sound just like them. But so that's a part of our authenticity. All right. Ferran, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Janice McIntosh, King Biggs, Naisha, or Nisha. Nisha, no, me know how to say Nisha. I've been saying Naisha for the longest. Sandra Ellis is with us as well. Thank you for being here. Crazy Boy Kai 5. Lady J is in the building. Thank you for being here. Grace James, thank you for being here. I appreciate you greatly. Like up the live, like up the live. A couple of people are saying, including King Biggs, hit that thumbs up button for us. Help it to go up, right? I see about 80 something thumbs up and 200 and something people are here early. If I didn't call your name, it's no disrespect. It's because we can't call out name all morning. But I have to call out brother Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr. Big up yourself. Thank you for being here. And we shall now go on with our show. Chronicle did answer me and say, yes, I did, SouFlo, and I appreciate your input and opinion because I never heard a situation like that before. So I wanted to know what you think. All right. Listen, this is what we have on the table this morning. We have to talk about Elon Musk and Donald Trump falling out. And we have to talk about Elon Musk and Donald Trump falling out. We have to talk about Diddy's trial as well. Latest testimonies as well as our summation of what we are seeing or have seen so far. Okay, the Donald Trump and Elon Musk falling out is very telling, very telling, quite comical, but very telling as well, right? RR123 says it's distractions. I have 10 questions here for my audience. At any given time, I might just use those 10 questions just to break up the monotony before we get into the next topic as well. There's a debate going on right now if Sidem, which is Vybz Kartel's woman, is prettier than Shorty, who is Vybz Kartel's common law wife of the past slash mother of his children. It, I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, so I was watching if it was trending, and then it started to trend. And then I've seen it from yesterday evening to this morning, from one site to the next site on multiple sites with lots and lots of comments. So I said, let me bring this over to my platform. You know, so these are the discussions this morning. Vybz Kartel's show in Atlanta will be today. We have some things to talk about concerning that, but not necessarily his show, but more like the reveal of his income, how much he commands per performance, and the stir that that is causing now among other artists, as well as in Trinidad, in Jamaica, in the dancehall entertainment industry, and these kind of things. So we have those to talk about as well. It is up to you where we start. I'll just loosely say this before we start, though. There's a little picture on the icon of this video of Wayne Brady. Now, I grew up watching Wayne Brady, you know, on The Price is Right, I believe it was. And he had another show where Wayne Brady was always that comedian that I thought was super witty with words and very smart, intellectual kind of guy. Carried himself clean cut and all these things. And then I seen Wayne Brady not too long ago said that came out saying that he identifies as was one of those, right? He identifies as, I forgot what it is he identified as, because I can't keep up with the many I identify as. One day people identify as a monkey, next day them identify as a tree, next day they identify as pandis, and then over that and under this. I can't keep up. I can't keep up. And then I saw happy birthday Wayne Brady for his 53rd birthday. And Wayne Brady is on the icon of this video this morning for his 53rd birthday. I'm thinking it's like, I'm not trying to tell nobody how to live their life, but it was kind of a shocker to me. And since this is called Morning Thoughts, and this was my thought in the morning, Detroit Pande, so everybody else who grew up with Wayne Brady like I did can see what he has evolved into, right? He has been saying that for a couple of years, says BM. BM, you seen the picture on the icon for this video this morning? Ah, um, yeah. I don't want to be too judgmental. I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked. You know, then again, nothing should shock you, you know, because everybody have them other side, and nothing should really shock you. But I'm shocked at the old school people who are supposed to be old school people. Wayne Brady not too far from my age. He got me by a couple of years. I mean, in a couple of years from now, I'll be that age too. So, but me not reach them. I haven't hit the 50s group yet, but I'm not far from it. So I would say it's surprising to when I see young people do it, like they're going through their emotions. I'm like, okay, this is the times we're living in. This is expected. I saw everybody I go and know. But then when I see those like my age group who are kick off closet door and come out and they're like, I'm this, that, and the other. I don't know. I kind of find it weird. I kind of find it weird. Zion's daughter says, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. Paul James, hold that thought. Hold that thought. Don't start the drama yet. Hold that thought. Let me sit all together, says Audrey. Surprised just saw that it's been a few years. I knew he was that's old. But he never said he was. On YouTube, he is one of the many. He's one of the many whales in the sea. I guess I'm behind the times, man. I guess I'm behind the times. He never said that though. Wayne Brady always. One thing I do know is he always was with a white chick. So, and I kind of thought like he would, like Carlton off of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You not to be stereotypical, but usually we were able to look at somebody and say, yeah, you definitely, white woman is your thing, right? And we weren't wrong a lot of the times when we said it because they carried a certain mannerism and behaved a certain kind of way. Now the world has changed. Now everybody is with everybody, right? So I don't know. I wasn't expecting to see Wayne Brady like that. Even if him did come out and say him wrist broke and that's how he is and whatever, I didn't expect to see him dressed up like that out in public like that, you know. But when Ben came out as Panse, so so that's the same thing that Jamaican youth Dalton Harris. Dalton Harris actually became a father, if I'm not mistaken, right? But that's so that are the same thing what Dalton did come out as then. He's very good friends with his ex-wife and her new husband, and they all lived together during the pandemic. Ah. Hmm. First time I heard about pansexual was the Jamaican singer Dalton. See the great goodies. That's what I just said. Because I covered when Dalton Harris came out and said that's what he was. You know me, me did have to go look it up because I was like, he's a what? Me know a Pan-African, Marcus Garvey type of movement, Pan-African, but me never know about no pansexual. And at the time I actually said, why did they flip Pan-African movement to pansexual? That I found that correlation kind of weird, right? Again, don't throw no darts at me. I was just saying I found that correlation kind of weird. So I did a video when Dalton said it. Them have a whole flag and everything besides the LGBTQ flag. So I had to go educate myself. Because remember, I know we're in touchy times. Like before Trump took back office, you said the wrong thing. You were known as misgendering or mislabeling somebody. You could lose your employment for it. You lose your platform. You this, that, and the other. So I was educating myself because I'm here speaking every day and don't want to say the wrong things and end up in a problem. And when Dalton made it known, I had to go look up what it was. It means say you don't have no type. And it means it not okay. So if a man who is a heterosexual says, I don't have a type, it means he don't have a type as far as women goes. I could be with a Chinese woman today and she little and maga. I could be with a Spanish woman tomorrow and she big and fat. I could be with a black woman the next day and she in between. You know, I don't have a type. That's not what they mean. They mean they don't have a type as in male or female. Gender is not a concern of theirs. They are more into the spirit of the person, the personality of the person. If them tickle them fancy by the way they laugh and the things they say to them and the time they have together is good, then they can see themselves actually going all the way with this person. That's what it means. So I was saying to myself, isn't that like being bisexual then? Yeah. Why make up a name like pansexual? That's like bisexual. It already exists, right? Or fluid. It, I don't know. Them make up name for themselves, for them want to call themselves. Hey man, just tell me what to call you and I'll call you that. I don't have no problem. You want to be called a tree? All right then, big tree. You want to be called a elephant? All right then, little elephant. I don't care. I'm just trying to figure it all out. You know what I mean? But don't be mad if I call you by what I see though. Like them woman, they are those who identify as a woman, but them face look like mine with a beard as big as mine and say, I'm a girl. But I have seen a woman with a beard that's bigger than mine though. And she was a woman, born a woman. Her video is out there. Just look up bearded woman and you will see. And you know, she's pretty too, you know. She's pretty, but she have one big beard and she says she's not shaving her. She says she's not shaving her beard. Them asked her in that interview and said, isn't this hindering you from getting like your soulmate or being with, because she's not in the LGBT something. She says I'm a heterosexual woman and I would love to be with a man. I have dreams of having a family, and the more she talk and the more me I stroke my beard come, I look at her like, you have dreams of being with a man and having a family. I don't know too many heterosexual men that are gonna take on a woman with that much hair. Some of them hair on the face, you know, right now. Some of you women got hair on your face right now. But it's something we can work with, right? You don't really have a beard like this, but she has a full, big beard. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Good morning, SouFLo. How are you?
I'm good, family. How are you doing this morning? You have a beard?
I'm all right. Huh?
You have a beard?
No, boy. Okay. I just do my electrolysis and laser and things.
Oh, you?
I don't play.
You don't want it?
I don't play, boy.
You don't want it?
My dermatologist know me by first name.
Oh, God.
I don't play. I can love you and sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I say like in Jamaica and he want a tree go in my face.
Yeah. Oh, but it's a beard.
Yeah, my Jamaican girlfriend say that. You know, taking any tree going in my face.
Yeah, the woman.
Like, what the fuck does that mean?
They said that when they're ready to go take a next man. They
Oh,
say,
shit.
Yeah, them say, hey boy, no tree now growing on my face. You know, that means I could get a next man right away if I feel like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what that means. But the man them use it.
So the bearded woman, basically, she's suffering from PCOS.
You see, so you know who I'm talking about, because she's very famous.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's suffering from what?
And PCOS is a common thing that a lot of women suffer from. It manifests in different ways.
But she been bearded since
it's
she was
like a polycystic, some kind of acronym. I can't remember the acronym, but it's most likely it's PCOS.
You know, she had that since she was a teenager, though.
Yeah, it could be hereditary too. It could be hormonal. It could be a lot of things.
Boy, but she ain't finding no husband with that.
Hey, love is love.
Yeah, that's true. She might have to settle for a woman though, cause she ain't finding no.
I'm saying, so if somebody love you for you, they love you for you. I'm sure you have seen men or women with an ugly, what you perceive to be an ugly partner. And you would say, oh, she end up with he or he end up with she.
But that's different. That's different from a big beard on a woman. That's different.
So, Flo, love is love.
So you feel she gonna find a husband?
Oh yeah.
Who?
And remember, she's not of your culture. So there are different motivations of why she may find a husband.
Money.
Yes. Arrange marriage.
Don't arrange me with that. I would be so mad at my family to arrange that for me.
But she is very pretty.
She is very pretty, and I saw that. And she is.
She has beautiful eyes.
Right. And I said the beard need to go though, so the rest of her pretty can show. The beard big. It's a big beard this woman have.
I know, big stuff. Remember, it looks nice and soft, no?
I try to kiss my wife and hair in my mouth from her No, I can't do it. I couldn't do it.
Stop.
But I leave. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for somebody else. I hope she finds somebody.
As women get older and we go through menopause, the beard comes on.
Yeah, but that's beard we could deal with.
Okay.
True. Yeah, and you have a few whiskers. Yeah, you have a few whiskers. We could deal with that. Take care of them though. Don't let them grow long and curl down. So take care of them though. Watch it out. I'll tell you a true story, right? Oh God, I hope one day, you know. One time I was in Europe at this time, and once I met this thing and we was dealing for quite some time. She even followed me back to the US while the trips them. But anyway, you know, I remember the first time we got intimate, and you know, I bust off clothes, I bust off the brassiere, and I sucking up titties and thing, and hairy nipples. That's the first time I ain't never seen hairy nipples, and I got a mouthful of hair sucking a nipple.
It could be hormonal, it could be hereditary, it could be PCOS. It's a lot of different things that happen.
I get it. I never went back to them titties, boy.
Oh shit.
That was just weird for me. And I was way young back then. I was like, what is this?
So, as a nice boyfriend, you suggest, hey, you ever considered waxing?
I was too young. I had no behavior. No, I was young and wild. I had no behavior. It was just not my thing. So I'm moving on.
Okay. Oh Lord.
Yeah. Big so, long hair too.
I wanted to speak on the whole Dalton thing.
Dalton Harris.
Right. And what's his name?
Wayne Brady.
Wayne Brady. I knew he was gay or bisexual or whatever.
He said he's not bi. He's pan.
Okay. Well, pan, I put it in the chat. Pan is the prefix for describing any word that means all. So you have the word, for example, panorama, or panoramic view. That means you're seeing all that's in front of you, from the extreme left to the extreme right.
Right, Ted. I get
panorama. So anything that has pan means all.
I got it.
Right? So that's why they use the prefix as pansexual.
Okay, I got it. Because I thought they were trying to disrespect Pan-Africanism or Pan-African movement.
No, it's a prefix meaning all.
Okay.
So you're in love with everything that has a pulse.
Right, Ted. Well, more.
And that's not a bad thing.
Here you know now. Well,
and that's not a bad thing. I think I try to be open to people's situations.
Yeah.
I'm a heterosexual woman.
Right.
Okay? As my sister would say, strictly dickly. Right?
Yeah.
But not because somebody is bisexual or pansexual or trans or whatever. I'm gonna diss them because of their sexual preference.
True. Yeah.
You know, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, true. You know, really and truly, I'm that type too. Like, I'm not dissing nobody because, right.
And I asked somebody if I make the mistake, like how you just said before, and I really want to commend you for that.
Same.
If it is you want me to call you this is what I'll call you.
Right.
If you want me to call you that, that's what I call you. Even though in my mind, I'm like, what really going on there?
Right.
But I won't vocalize that to them.
Right.
But in my head, I'm like, what really going on there? Captain, what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm a coexister. I consider myself a coexister.
Yeah, I believe in coexistence.
Yeah, I didn't create all this, and I'm just trying to figure out all this with the little time I have left here. Right, I just passing through. Yes,
I just passing through.
Right.
With Wayne Brady, I knew he was not heterosexual for the longest, and I'm just happy he's living in his truth.
Yeah, man, whatever makes him happy, you know. It ain't my life to live. I have my own life to live and my own self to be accountable for. So I ain't that concerned. I was just taken aback because Wayne Brady is actually one of the people I grew up watching so much. I was into like the wordy, brainy kind of things. And Wayne Brady is very witty with words.
Very.
Right. So
Yeah.
Yes. So but hey, it's his life to live. It's his life
It
to live.
doesn't take away from his value. It doesn't take away from his creativity. It doesn't take away from his ability to connecting with people. But a lot of artists basically hide who they are because they have the American evangelical rights.
Mm-hmm.
And now basically they could fuck with your dollars.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep that part of yourself private.
Right,
And
right.
unfortunately, you pretend to be something you're not.
In order to earn a living.
In order to survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because entertainment is a vicious business. 1 minute they'll love you and 1 minute they'll justify you.
Yeah, I will give you a good example of that. Coffee. Coffee never told anybody. First of all, Coffee doesn't even make music that has anything to do with anything sexual or anything like that, right?
Right.
And then
she's not a very neutral in her music.
Right. And then Coffee went and did that video with Sam Smith. Give me what I want. And if you watch the video, when I saw the video first, I said, this is gonna backfire. And it did backfire because Coffee went quiet for a long time after that video for whatever the reason is. Now, when I saw she made a comeback the other day, I put out a new project. The new project now has over 1 million views, but still, that ain't really Coffee numbers kind of thing. And it took a while to get to 1 million views.
To get some traction.
Right. I saw the comments on social media, and a lot of the comments are supportive, but she also has a lot of her core audience, the one that sent her to the world, Caribbean people who sent her to the world, are like, I'm not listening to you again. You fish up. And next person say, you body up the business. Me no want to hear nothing more from you. And these kind of comments, right? So it backfired on her. Speaking of having to maintain a certain kind of image in order to keep your dollars coming in,
Right.
Yeah, I think she stepped out of the bounds a little bit, and it cost her.
But it's so crazy though. Would you prefer a person living their truth and being gay or being transsexual? Not saying that she never said it, and we're not going to say that.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Or a woman who's singing all kind of craziness and looseness and whatever. And if she wants to do that, that's her prerogative as well.
I'll give you a joke, right? One of my favorite singers, my mother's music and all that, one of my favorite singers coming up was, I will be your father figure, put your tiny hands in mine.
Michael.
I will be the one who loves you till the end of time.
George Michael.
I was a big grown man when I find out this man was singing to a man. So, so all my days I'm like, this gonna be my wedding song one day, When I get married, this gonna be my wedding song. This just reminds me of being with.
Look at that. How much years after?
All right, so
he fella then coming out and saying Luther Vandross was gay.
Yes. So you have to hold it down all them years.
Still listen to?
I don't listen to Luther Vandross. I was listening to. I did like it when it was playing heavily back when I was growing up, but I can't honestly tell you that I own any or I ever select a Luther Vandross and play it. I just don't. Nothing to do with that. I just don't.
I would say this as an adult now at the age 52 and live life and understand humans from a psychological level. I would say this. We as adults need to separate artists from reality.
That's true too.
Enjoy them for what they do. They're artists for the art.
Yes, enjoy the art.
Enjoy the art.
True. I agree with that 100%.
The only problem is if you're harassing children and puppies. Then we have a problem.
yeah. True. I agree.
You understand?
Yes.
Then we have a problem. But otherwise to that, enjoy the artists for their art.
True. I agree.
And you have a great morning.
You too, my friend. I appreciate you calling in. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye. That is my friend, you know. Me and that lady, we argue sometimes. Sometimes, I think I had to hang up the phone one time, and I was like, I hope she don't take it like, you know, disrespectfully. Never did. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. What going?
It's the freaking weekend, baby.
Indeed. Give thanks. Talk to me now.
Now that I have an understanding of this pansexual thing, since it's become a thing, to me that opens up for a whole lot of things to happen. If you are that fluid sexually, that means that if you see an animal,
Mirrors. Where I go with this?
Then look attractive to you. Does that mean say
Barry,
with the animal?
Barry, stop. Stop, man. We don't think that. Top on no animal. She said.
No, because if you can means everything.
Yeah, you're all the way to the right and you're all the way to the left. Your flag wave broad.
If you see one little picnic and then look attractive to you, then that's where you go with.
I don't think. I think there's a line drawn there. May I draw a line for them? I hope not.
Question: what is the limit, SouFLo?
Boy, we'll have to talk to one of them to find out, cause
what is the limit on this thing?
You're choking me.
How many letters in the alphabet are we gonna go?
Yeah, that part. And that's why I stopped saying, you know, it was like LGBTQ, WXYZ, them have like all them kind of letters there, but hey, you know, them snatch down the rainbow and kidnap the alphabet.
So if you're that fluid, it's whatever you feel, whenever you feel.
I think in their defense, I think they're talking in the context of grown people meeting each other. I think that's what they're
okay with male, female. If they meet the person and the person look like a female up top, but them a male down a bottom,
them fine with that. It's because
them no mind that
because that is not their concern about what's in between the person's leg. It actually means them just work with whatever in between the leg. Then it no matter them. It wouldn't matter to me what's between a woman's leg. It wouldn't matter to them. Yeah, me no, not true.
One next thing when we want to touch upon.
Yeah.
The estrogen and testosterone. The estrogen and testosterone levels in male and female can cause male or female hormones in their body to behave a certain way.
Right. So hormonal imbalance. Hormonal imbalance.
A hormonal imbalance.
Right.
When I was growing up as a child in Jamaica, I remember a grown woman that lived in the yard, you know, tenement yard. She had a chest full of hair. She had big breasts in them. And her chest was full of hair.
God have a sense of humor, you know. No, me don't mean to cut you off, but God have a sense of humor. So big, pretty titty and a big bushy chest.
Right? And you know, old woman used to powder out themselves.
Yeah.
A beer powder, me used to remember because she put on her shirt and her breast them big. So when you see her, you can see the powder all over the hair.
Jesus Christ.
On the front, you know?
And the Jamaican man that don't care neither, you know?
No, she was a good looking woman.
The man say breast me, see I talk about hair. Hair.
So, so me I say, from me I grow, I come up here to certain things, like certain woman we used to say, then leg used to grow here like
wild bush. Extra like hair. Yeah.
Like, you ever seen the ape?
Yes, I grew up seeing that too. And I grew up seeing like whiskers on the chin.
Legs hairy. To where them have to shave.
Jaja.
And me never did understand it until me get older and go nursing school and learn about testosterone and estrogen and anything there.
Right.
Me even learn, say, the reason why my voice is so deep. And my voice deeper when we wake up in the morning versus when we start talk. The reason is because the testosterone level in me is a little stronger than my estrogen. It's overpowering my estrogen. I have become a hairy woman myself. I just try to control it.
You're morphing.
If me not shave my face, if me not go and get what you call them waxing, me will have a whole sideburn.
Blood fire. So
you do a sideburn.
You get beard too.
A mustache and beard.
Big glass of beard.
Seriously, so
King Big me, I watch what I said right through.
Me have to keep it under control.
Jano. So that is a condition that is a hormonal imbalance.
My youngest sister. When fear hair start grow up on her leg then. When she used to wear stocking, the hair used to come out of the stocking. Out of the side of the stocking. And tear the stocking.
Yo.
My youngest sister had to shave her leg then.
Our leg here, them crop up the stocking. That's funny. That's funny.
So when you say the woman have beard, natural beard, I no joke thing, a real thing.
Yeah, man, she's actually pretty famous. I've been seeing her for years. She's had it since she was a teenager. She had it since she was a teenager, so now she's a big woman. The beard grow because she decided she's not cutting it.
Start when I was a teenager too. They start growing hair from my face when they're a teenager. So my mother was the same way. We used to have to sit down there, and my sister then sit down and pick out hair out of my mother's face. So she grew a beard.
So the first time you see it by yourself, what you say?
Me catch me afraid and me go ask my mother what I want. And she tell me, say, something, it happened to she, it's a family thing. She not really describe it like how we are describe it, because she not understand it like that.
Right.
But she see other woman when she grow up, she see other woman with it too, and she tell me about it.
So it's good when you have somebody you can go to and ask, like, what's this?
And then like the older Jamaican them tell you, say, well, that means that you're a strong woman, you're real strong.
Yes, that's what them used to say. And me used to take it as like she half man, right? If me did say, because I saw women with chest hair, but it wasn't a lot, like whiskers, just like the little hair upon them chin.
So me used to catch me afraid, because me used to think say one man living on me.
Jaja God. You thought you were morphing.
I can't remember from Picnic I grew up. There was a tomboy. Me never like being around the little girls, them dolly baby and them thing. Them. Me want to climb tree.
Like boy picnic.
Me want to flick slingshot.
And the testosterone,
and when we go to high school, they start JROTC. We get in the rifle unit.
Yes, yeah, man.
Yes. I have like me used to arm wrestle the boy them and win. Me always compete with the boy them and outdo them.
And the testosterone, you was driven by the testosterone,
Yeah.
But you understand that now, though.
Yes, and like the deep voice. Yeah, it used to bother me till me just accept it. It's just a part of me.
But your voice not too
But
deep going on,
me never did feel like becoming like a what them call it, bulldogger.
Yeah. Hey, Marie.
Me like my feminine side, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
But when me did I grow, me never know how to show it like that.
So it never lead you.
Today with grown, even like even now,
Mm-hmm.
me prefer for their own man company versus woman company.
So it never lead them have something with them say about that kind of woman there, you know. But it never lead you to like feel like you're attracted to woman.
No.
Right. Right.
No.
All right.
Me still like get my nails done and manicure, pedicure, and I just man me want me strictly dickly. No, all of that licky thing.
Even with your big sideburn and your beard. Go on.
Right. Me just go and get it wax off and tantalize up the self and
feminine, look feminine again.
Yes, but it's like there's a tomboy side of me that a man can't just come rough me up so and just him a go get a fight. Him a go get a man fight.
So the man in a you.
Yes. And then the time the man come up.
That time that the man, so we have to watch out for women. We have ear upon them face and them something the man cause.
Are them strong?
Them strong and one man in a them.
Extra dose of testosterone.
Blood fire. All right, we learned something new this morning.
But this say can't switch door.
How?
Because the man them can have a lot more estrogen than testosterone.
Yes, that's why I said
they behave more feminine.
Yeah, and not only that, them body change too.
Yes.
Yeah. So
their voice become higher.
Right. I've seen that where the voice changes to me put like a bass in my voice because I don't want to change that way then. But them voice change to them voice change to high pitch and but here what? Them teely change and start go introverted.
Yes.
Yeah. Imagine God,
the body will start to take on feminine traits.
Feminine traits. Them put on hips and them kind of thing there.
Look on the man where Donald Trump just pardoned. Him and his wife. They were TV
right.
What call it?
Right, the TV couple.
Yes, they will go to prison.
The wealthy TV couple.
And in pardon them and them just come out.
Yeah, him always look on them. He's very feminine.
Me always, like a couple days ago, me and a friend did I watch it. And my friend said, but wait, I don't fish that. And I said to him,
he's very feminine.
When I first start watch the show, many things said, him did a fish too. But me know to say him have wife and have kids. And then you say, okay, well, some man just have feminine ways, but mean say.
Yeah, them gay or not.
Go that way there.
True.
Me not sure, but that's a good example.
It's true. Cause me know as a man myself growing up, I know guys that them never want outside with we run up and down. We run barefoot, buck toe, kickball, them kind of something there. Them did one they would like run the girls them and them was very soft and feminine and they grew up to be gals same way with nothing to hide per se. They're just even as men, they're just more you can't say that as a man not dead.
Is overpowering that testosterone.
And that's just their genetic buildup.
Exactly.
Yeah. True.
Now, when it go too far, is when the estrogen overpowered to the point where them gone to the other side. Or when the testosterone overpower the woman to the point where she gone over to the other side where now she thinks that she a man.
Yes, to where our clitoris look like one finger, like that long.
Yes.
Yeah, I see them something there. The clitoris
And
long like this. She
and
can back her fist. Can back her fist because our thing long like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. True. John no star.
What a man.
God have a special sense of humor, and I keep on I said this, because boy, some things can happen to we in our life. It's a human condition. All of it is human condition. And we're here and we're humans.
Look pretty that.
We not too know about that one there, me really feel like a pretty Dan pull a 6 for a 9.
No, me not feel so.
Me feel so. Me feel so.
No, me not feel so.
Because when Pretty Dan turn in a mingling, Pretty Dan look like one girl.
No,
girl.
she born a certain way and she not lie about that.
Although I must put it out there that every time I mention Pretty Dan, I don't want to disrespect the real Pretty Dan because I know the real Pretty Dan, and the real Pretty Dan I've known since childhood days.
All of the pick with them, not him.
Yeah. You talk about mingling.
Pingling.
Yeah. Mingling, pingling with.
Yes, I mean like when she dressed up like a girl, like a woman, I think like she could fool anybody.
But that's
like she don't look nothing like the Pretty Dan character when she dressed up like one.
But that's how she still. Listen, me find her story contradictory because you me tell you why. She said she born with 2 things, right? Then she talked about how she did bad when she did little and she got take man. And she said it's something the Sakarin did hard and it did burn her and no pleasure never in it. And she said from that, she said, that can't be for me. So me I go the other way. She said that. She said that.
Well, that possibly could be, but you can't.
Yes, Audrey, Pretty Dan too. Pretty Dan 2, that one that work. Pretty Dan 2, because you know Jamaica they about number 2. Pretty Dan 2, that work.
She need to change her name also.
Yeah, because the real Pretty Dan have an issue with it still. Them buck up out the road already,
I don't have any words to describe her. She's very creative, comical.
She is herself. She's herself.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a unique character. Yes. She is herself. We're all unique beings.
What intrigues me is how she can go from one extreme to the other.
Yeah, I don't really watch
and
her
go
still,
into character.
I don't really watch her, so I don't know. But I don't have nothing bad to say about her. I used to have things.
We was just talking about estrogen,
right,
and testosterone, and how it affects the human body.
Right.
And that's what affected her.
No, sir. She said she born. She said her original story was that she born with 2 things.
Yes, which means that her testosterone and her progesterone is mixing up.
From she born with 2 parts.
Right.
You said that. Okay, you see that right there.
Her hormones.
I don't think
her hormones are imbalanced.
I don't think that any human has a right to judge when God created somebody with 2 parts. What?
I'm not judge me, I judge.
No, me not tell you that. Me I talk about the rest of everybody.
Yeah.
And that I'm not talking about her specifically. I'm talking about everybody that's like that.
You know what I think, SouFlo? Sometimes we judge because of lack of knowledge.
Yes, of course.
When we go to college and start learning biology and psychology and the makeup of the body and genetics and DNA and all that stuff.
Yeah, some education helps along the way.
Perspective.
Absolutely.
On how to look at the human being.
Absolutely. So you get to understand that some people, how you see them is beyond their
control.
Yeah.
It's a medical thing.
True.
It's how they were created from the womb.
Right. And me as a person now who say God makes no mistakes, I can't turn around and say, but I want mistake that. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
No mistake was made, so it ain't my place to judge. God knows why that was created that way.
World,
hey.
You make your own decisions.
Yeah.
You can't decide how you are created.
So you know things that somebody who come out born with 2 parts have a right to go 2 ways. You don't feel so?
Me no know. All me know is that can be very confusing.
No, if you're born with 2 parts, I think you have a right to go 2 ways. Because why else you're born with 2 parts?
That can be very confusing and that can be a very miserable life. Because you spend your whole life trying to figure out who you really are.
But you don't have to figure out who you are. You're born with the 2 parts. Use the 2 of them. You got the 2 ways.
But the society where you're born into might not accept you that way.
Yeah, times change now, man. Everybody accepted now. Anybody right now who are hiding in a closet is somebody who doing that out of their own still fear or whatever. But the amount of support that's out there for people who are in, hold on, let me fix my mic, who are in a closet per se, just come on out. Because nobody no business no more. You know what I mean? Furthermore, me just feel like say I prefer that way. Because then me know right where you're there. And
then me know how to deal with you.
Yeah, we interact better. Me don't want no brethren around me who, when me turn me back that way, I look for me body, and then when me turn back that way, I talk about what I go on me cheek. Yeah, me don't want that one there.
I did work with one girl one time, and the girl fall in love with me, and me never did know.
Rotted, hold on there. Been down that road, my friend.
Yes.
Yeah, me tell my story. I already been down that road. Yo, me have to run though, but yeah, that's why I say I prefer.
House with dinner.
And yeah, say it's just a friend.
And I go over our house and chill with her, come me and her just get close as we think they're just friend, co-worker friend. Me say, when we walk in the woman's room, that's when we realized that she was a bulldogger.
Well, so she set the scenery.
She set the scenery.
It was supposed to go down.
Everywhere, dildo, all different. Right? Dildo,
all different sizes. Blood. She gone far, man.
Listen.
Some of them, y'all look for them, you can't take them there.
Then we eat dinner and she tell me about one man friend where she out. And she tell the man all about me.
Right.
Man, no me never seen me before. Tell the man all about me.
So in a fear mind, you know, in already.
Try to set me up with this man.
Man, you want?
Man come in. Can introduce me to the man. So I say, all right. Me did single.
Yeah.
Make it go on.
Your thing this.
So we have dinner, then we smoke a little, have a little for drink. Little while, me notice the 2 of them go upstairs. Then I know nothing. So then I feel the bathroom now. So me go upstairs, feel the bathroom. When me reach upstairs now, the 2 of them, I tongue them one another in front of me, stand up in front of me, I do what them I do in front of me.
I say if you join.
I join them, they do want me to join them. So close.
Father God.
When you realize what time, what a one. Me say, Marie, take care of herself.
You're so about.
Fly down the stairs and out the door.
I bet you miss a couple steps and not even know.
Man, the woman called me mad with me because me leave. Because the man didn't want me. And she didn't want to watch him do me.
Yeah, no.
And then she didn't want to join me.
Rotted.
Me say, what is this? Me say, my girl, me a yardy, you know? Me not deal with them thing there, you know?
You know, say they back up the wrong tree, but yeah, yardy though, because whole heap of yardy deal with them, something there. You know that?
What a years? This was like 20 years ago.
Back in a them time there. When you never think say them yardy deal with them something there. Can remember my wake up call one time me find out say yardy deal with everything where everybody else deal with. Cause me used to be the proud Jamaican too.
The girl texted palm me.
Rotted.
You know, oh man, why you so bad? Them have all kind of lyrics for you. We said this girl was behaving just like how a man would if him did want some fraction.
Persistent.
Persistent.
Lord fire.
Telling me all the things what she want to do to me.
My brother never persistent though. I'm trying to one time I hang up the phone and I tell everybody after that say that him actually had to change school. But in a high school, but him actually had to change school from North Miami to Miami Beach. Him end up going Miami Beach. I never know which part him gone. Somebody tell me say him start going Miami Beach high after that. But the brother just come out one day and talk about, oh, I love your big beautiful eyes. They're so full and bright and this and that. And I said, why don't stop playing? And he was like, no, son, I am not playing, because in there was a strong accent. He was like, I am not playing. I am serious. So I hang up the phone.
So, you know, so that same girl there, while she was trying to get me, she did that deal with an older white woman.
So she did seasoning on the life already.
Yes.
And she that tried to draw you in.
She remained incognito. She not make nobody see when she come in at the neighborhood. She can't tell me the woman name or nothing. It's like the woman sneak and do things with her.
The woman they probably all have her husband.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such is life,
the
my friend.
Look like she has some doctor or something, nurse or something. Like she keep her information real secret.
That is a part of her life.
This thing going.
Yeah. Her little hood
and
chick.
that was strange to me because at that time we never really know how lesbian do them thing or what them do or what.
So you almost got sucked into a lifestyle.
Yes.
You look literally almost got sucked into a lifestyle.
I mean the things they're just friends.
Hey.
So ladies, sometimes when you meet a woman and you really think say she's a sis, my bestie. She's trying to get
you in a situation.
She's trying to get your best.
And you know some
between the legs.
And some women fall for it.
Man.
Or end up in a situation like you.
Become friends with it. So them tricky, you know.
Can you say you did they drink and smoke and chill, right?
They know what a woman like. Because they're a woman. So they know how to draw you in. And you think say I just friendship.
So that really work? That really work though?
When in actuality, them are wait for the right time.
The pounce by you.
And then put you in a situation where it's like if you're not careful, you will tell yourself, say, you know what?
Let me try.
Since we're there already.
Ross.
You might as well try and see.
God.
You know that kind of way?
And then your life full of confusion after
put you in a situation where them expose you to something and then kind of leave it up to you to decide if you want to try it. It's kind of like the Kanye West situation when we did a talk about the magazine them in our mother house. And how them did a look on the picture them in
what
the
a magazine. Piece of rotted, clotted story though from Kanye West. Jaja God, Kanye West said him and him cousin did a look on him said there were magazines in the house. How him said he have them? His father?
The mother.
You know, somebody else they have magazines. I think in Daddy they have magazines. But in father magazines were very different from the magazines that his mother did have in a PR stuff. The first thing me I ask myself now is what fee mama do with them the kind of magazine then? Anyway, the man say him and him cousin decide say them are gonna try the things them when them seen at the magazine. I want Batman magazine them finding out. And they started experimenting and trying and mirroring what they saw in the magazine.
It only takes, for some people, it only takes just to see it.
That's a wake up call though,
to hear it or smell it or.
Now everything is online. Okay, back in the day we never have online. So if you think about this realistically, back in the day we never have online. And the adult them used to have some magazine or something stashed somewhere, some CD, some when next one the VCR tape them stashed somewhere.
The blue movie.
Right, the blue movie them stashed somewhere in the house. And when picnic find them, cause me find a stash when me did there Jamaica when me a little picnic too. But the stash when me find was light. The stash when me find was light because it was Playboy. And then
you did inquisitive when you was a child.
Yes, man, me I dig down everything because I want to know everything. But I'm saying, imagine your child finding these things and not knowing what these are, start to try these things innocently, thinking this is what grown people do. Let's try this. So it's important to not have these things in your house. But may I show you how times get bad now, because no longer need those. The internet is free 24/7, full of those. So if your child have a device and you see your child gone and one, and that happened to enough of youth them today. Enough of the youth them today are preoccupied with pornographic material because it's readily available to them for free 24/7.
And some parents just give them picnic the phone or the tablet and the picnic go lock off in our room.
Right.
Them a do what they want.
Them India see things with them themselves can't explain.
So they don't care what the picnic do.
So we have to be careful.
And then the curiosity of the mind.
Right.
Take over.
Right.
Now go back in our chat, yeah?
All right. Manners and respect
here. Have a great weekend.
Yes, you too, my friend. Marie's message 411 TV one more time. Big up yourself. Thank you for calling in. She's in our chat. Just hit that name, go over to our content, subscribe, and share the love. If you allow, hold on there. Listen, I'm glad how I was raised. Big up to Miss Ruby, big up to Mas Clevey, but more than that though, big up to my auntie and my uncle them. Cause me raised a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? And I'm glad I had those kind of people around me, being raised that way. But boy, today they are inundated with all these. It's coming from all different directions and it's available 24/7. Me I come from one time when TV, they have one time when it sign off. And we never have no other kind of entertainment or nothing until next day. If you did have a TV, if you didn't, you have to go pick up a book. Or we used to make with own toys. Nowadays, they have that stuff 24/7, 365, no turning off. Right. And it's available to all these children. And nobody is checking it. Serious thing make joke. My little brother took a Fredericks of Hollywood magazine to school. Fredericks of Hollywood used to be big on lingerie and stuff, and over the years they ended up started selling toys and all these things too. I'm very familiar with the Fredericks of Hollywood one as well. The he community raised me, and then the strict. Hold on there. All right, don't sign off no more. TV don't sign off no more. It's a virtuous fire. No, sir. TV no sign off no more. Everything play upon radio. You know, it is what it is. So Jerome still there in bed, it look like. All right, Jerome I make his way to work. But anyway, listen. We are past the hour and we have an hour and 30 minutes left, or an hour and 15 minutes left. I think it's important for us to get into the topics that we have planned here this morning, because let's get this one out the way. Vybz Kartel in Atlanta tonight. Tonight. Atlanta, turn up, turn out, make the thing proud. Cartel is going to be at the State Farm Arena. I looked up the max capacity of the State Farm Arena. The max capacity is 16,888. The Barclays that he shut down twice back to back, that capacity is over 19,000. So the State Farm Arena in Atlanta is a little bit smaller, a couple thousand people less. However, it doesn't really look like it. It's still a huge venue where thousands of people will be. The ticket prices are between $161 and $558. So these tickets seem to be even a little bit cheaper than the tickets that were in New York. If you think about it, the one in New York was Vybz Kartel's first time back in the USA. His Cartel welcomes back to the US kind of thing. So it makes sense that to see that historic moment that the tickets would be that kind of price. A lot of people who are fans and fanatics were like, me no want to miss that. I don't care if I got to pay 2 Gs. And they really paid the money to get those tickets. VIP at the Barclays, the Cartel something $17,000, you know, friend. Yes, Skybox and them thing there, 17,000 and sitting dollar did I for them ticket there. Atlanta, the tickets are a bit cheaper. $161 to $558 is the price range of the tickets that are left right now. 16,888 venue capacity, and that's the State Farm Arena for tonight. It's Friday. Atlanta will turn up tonight for sure. What we want to talk about though that is on our list before we get into the Elon Musk versus Donald Trump and before we get into the Diddy trial, let's talk about Vybz Kartel pay being exposed. He was supposed to show up in Trinidad. He never show up in Trinidad, citing contractual breach. After that, the people them decided to make it publicly known that 1.35 million US dollars is how much they had to pay or how much they booked Cartel for. And they advanced him 950,000 US dollars before anything. And another 100 and something thousand was supposed to follow upfront before he did the concert. Since then, the Trinidadian authorities have come under fire, and so things are under investigation now, trying to figure out where did so much money come from, especially in a time like this in Trinidad where they have so much going on as far as monitoring the cash. You can't get out certain amount unless this, that, X, Y, and Z. How the hell they came up with this much cash? That's why investigation has been triggered. That a Trini something. I covered it on another video that's on the channel. If you go watch the video, you will hear one of the promoters that's involved, that name is on that promotion company. He was caught a couple of years ago, not suspect, he was caught a couple of years ago with hundreds of millions of dollars worth of drugs. So I guess they're wondering if some money laundering is going on, if he has connection to underworld where he's still generating that type of cash kind of thing and all that. Like me saying in that video, though, I'm glad Cartel never go down there because him could have get caught up in some mix-up, and next thing you know, oh, Vybz Kartel is helping to launder money for, you know. But bigger than that, his pay, $1.35 million. Do you, my audience, remember when I said, and I've said it multiple times here, that I want to see Jamaican artists, our reggae and dancehall artists, them command the same kind of money that American artists command? Because you have American artists that aren't even that popular. They command $50,000, $100,000 a show. No one say, if we do that too, you know. So we have a genre of music where when the artists them get a bus and fly out go foreign, we know say okay, 450 fly out, 100 grand a show, 250K for book him, 500K for book him, right? We $1 million for book him, wherever. I was waiting for this. So the person to do it is here, and in pretty much set the precedence. This was supposed to be a secret though, because had Cartel gone to Trinidad and performed, nobody would have known how much he gets paid to do a show. But because there's some kind of raw discrepancy going on, they had to expose that information because they thought they were making him look bad. All this money we pay this man, and just because a little bit him couldn't just forget about the little bit and come perform for the fans. That's the image they were trying to paint, right? But what happened in the process is everybody now knows how much him get paid for that show them. So they're like, how them book Cartel for 1.35 million and me supposed to be on the same show and a 10,000 US them pay me. A 1.35 million, me understand say me is not a Vybz Kartel. But you could have paid me way more than that, right? And now everybody is like, I want more money. I want more money. I'm going to be demanding more money from now on. This could backfire. This could backfire. I would say to my dancehall artists, them, reggae dancehall artists, them, you are not a Vybz Kartel. You are not a Vybz Kartel, so don't use this and shoot yourself in the foot. You know when how much you say? All right, me no want the show, me not come. Yeah, the money have to large, it have to top. I'm sure Vybz Kartel them took small payments throughout the beginning years of his career, well up into the other years of his career before him reach a place where he was able to demand hundreds of thousands of US dollars and now millions of US dollars to command a stage, right? You're not reached that yet, because I don't see another Vybz Kartel in our genre, so you shouldn't be negotiating on that price line. You could shoot yourself in the foot. Trinidad, now their Minister of whatever affairs said yesterday, now that they know how much foreign acts like Vybz Kartel are paid to come perform in Trinidad, they will be demanding that local artists in Trinidad be paid way more. So this open up a can of worms, you know. Because now the Trinidad authorities are saying, damn. And the Trinidad artists them are saying, damn. All you really pay this man 1.35 million US? Are you trying to pay me 500 US, 1,000, 1,500 US? Come on, man. Give me a little bit more respect than that. So that's where the row is now, right? You're not a Vybz Kartel. The people in dancehall music who should be and could demand big money. Me not talk about million point something US even. The people who could demand a big money though are people like the Beanie Mans. Beanie Man has a storied catalog and a history and is revered as one of the columns of dancehall. The Bounty Killers, the Mavados, the Vybz Kartels. Even now, from New Gunners, the Massacres, the Alkalines, them people that can demand them money there. This is not for everybody. So the conversation now in Jamaica is that this is going to cause problems because the artists them now go and take the show them now unless they're getting hefty fees, right? Beanie can bring out young people and he don't have any hits from when. You know, and Mary Reid, Beanie still bring out a crowd, you know. Beanie might not be able to bring out young people, him still bring out a crowd and him still bring out an engaging crowd. So to a promoter, the crowd not have to be young. The crowd just have to show up. The crowd have to buy these tickets. The crowd have to fill the venue, buy out the bar, and spend money with us. So it's not necessarily a Bujo Bantan, another one. Yeah, it would be disrespectful to leave off Bujo off that list. Anybody else who is worthy of that? Who can come on big money like that? Sean Paul, Shaggy, and them people that can come on them kind of money there. Sean Paul, Shaggy, and Vybz Kartel, and them people that can come on. They are at the apex top of the food chain. So me no want the artists them start things and them a Sean Paul and Shaggy and Cartel and start demand popcorn and start demand these kind of monies. It would be disrespectful to leave popcorn off that list too, right? Bojo, Barris, Shaggy, Sean Paul, J. Robinson, them kind of name there. You're not a Barris Hammond. I've been to quite a few Barris Hammond shows. Barris Hammond is actually one of the artists them that I can honestly say I can see him every year in concert and not feel like, oh, all right, no man, we see him enough now. Put somebody else on the stage now. Because of what he does to the crowd. I don't know if you ever see Barris perform. What he does to the crowd is magical. And is very few people can do that he does. Right? So Busy Signal, that's another one. Elephant Man, that's another one. Yeah. Yeah. So them people there. So if you don't reach up, but if you notice all these names that we've called, what do they have in common? They are storied. They are journeymen. They've been doing this. You know what I mean? Them have hits under them belt. And we're not talking about one hit, and we're not talking about a handful of hits, like 5 songs and you have to come off of the stage because nobody don't know the rest of your songs. Barris Hammond can stand up on the stage and literally sing for an hour and a half straight. And every single song, the crowd is singing. Like sometimes him don't even have to sing, but he still sings. The crowd are gonna sing the whole of the song them feel. I saw somebody said the other day, I don't want to go to no damn concert where, oh, them say me not pay if you go to no damn sing along concert. Cartel no worth the money. For me go one and sing along concert them. Cause that's all happen. The people them are sing the song them. No one hear the artist sing. That's the beauty of going to a concert where the artist is seasoned and well known and has a catalog. The power of being around thousands of people. You ever hear thousands of people sing one song at one time in unison? It is something powerful. It's actually why I used to love being in the military, one of the things. Because if you ever hear them give command, when you hear attention, that parade rest, it's magnified like I can't explain it to you. I get chills just thinking about it, right? And the same thing when you're there at a concert and the artist starts singing a song when everybody in there know. A lot of them don't have songs that everybody know. Cartel have a long catalog of songs that everybody knows. And him can go from way back a Blacker Cartel from Scarecrow days all the way to the Bleach Out phase, by Cake Soap Jackson era, right down to, and even his new songs now are hitting as well. So them people that can demand them kind of money there. Not everybody can demand these money, right? I don't think there should be a ruckus, but there is going to be a ruckus, and there is being a ruckus. Navarro Foster says, real talk, you get a different feeling. Yes, and that's my respect for Bojo and Barris and them people there, and Cartel and them people there. When you are at their concert, that a stadium full of people singing at the same time is wild. It's super powerful. It's super powerful. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Elephant charged 50,000 a show, says Resilient. He probably charged 50,000 a show depending on the venue. And that's another thing. It's not one price all the time. I know one price all the time. Cartel probably charged 1.35 mil to go Trinidad, and that's a light break. Because to do the Barclays, when that check split at the Barclays, that's probably a $5-6-7 million check being split at the Barclays. When he does the State Farm Arena in Atlanta tonight, that's probably a $3-4 million check. Him go pick up at the State Farm Arena. When he did the one in Florida in Fort Lauderdale, but Broward the other day, that's probably another $3 million, $4 million, $5 million check again. right? So nobody look at it and think say a 1.35 mil to book him for any show everywhere. Sometimes it's probably going to be less. Sometimes it's probably going to be more, right? It depends on the venue and the kind of money that's generated from that venue and the kind of deal that is struck between his management team and the venue. That, hey, we're selling tickets here. VIP is $17,000. VIP sold out. The highest ticket them in here, $1,500 a person, is 19,000 people in here. You know what kind of money that generates? He ain't coming in there to say, yeah man, just give me 1.35 and you are gonna name $20 million tonight. No, we are gonna split the money even because we understand the business now. Or he's always understood the business. Cartel has been a businessman from day one about his business, if you don't know that. He's one of them who actually took the time to realize that music business is a business. Entertainment business is a business. Yes, you entertain, but you better remember the business part of it. A lot of our entertainers want to entertain without learning the business part, and that's why them get shagged too. So, I mean, follow the example of those who are winning if you want to win, right? Right. So I would have said to my artists them out there, build your catalog, drop songs. Because a lot of them not even dropping songs. Why you drop one song per year for? Nobody don't know you. In a world where people like Vybz Kartel drop 2 in a month, 24 before the year done at a minimum, and you get video with them, and you come out and drop one song. Maybe 2 songs for the year. One at the beginning of the year, you got drowned out. One at the end of the year, nobody remembers you. So drop songs, promote your work, put your creativity into it. Like not just the lazy stuff, and it will work out for you, man. Remember, the rest of performers have to get paid too. These people ridiculous. A business demand I do. Jay Robinson, remember I know, in the world of business, you know business boy who have to get paid too. You know business boy who have to get paid too, you know. It is you and your management team job to study the business and know how to get paid. And also it is your job as an entertainer to up your stocks, whether it's through publicity or whatever. Put out a hit song, work harder at your music to where people really want to see you, kind of thing. It's up to you. But you can't ask a man for lower fee price because you have to get paid too. Cartel and Sidem drove in the G-Wagon yesterday from Florida, so they might be staying at Kai's mansion and not a hotel, Mel says. I don't know where them are stayed. Me know said the boys, his sons were in the Range Rover and driving behind them. They were in the G-Wagon, and there's another vehicle in their entourage as well. And the one vehicle them I travel with, and it's not two. There's quite a few of them. Somebody said, so Cartel a drive around in America and I show himself. He must know say him is a target. And man, we see them video here and lay waiting on the road. I'm telling you something. One thing about here, he's in a position now where his wife in a position there, but he's in a place now where he can definitely protect himself. You see that Louis V back there? Me guarantee you still one pie in there or somewhere close by. Even though I have no criminal record here, he definitely armed up. All his sons are aged enough to arm up, and there's nothing here like Jamaica that stop with. That oh you have to be this and be that. Everybody guns up around here, my friend. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, family. How you doing?
Off topic, still in the boat.
Off topic, we don't really like the off topic, you know, because I throw it out.
I wanna kind of just fresh from a super nationwide.
Yeah, but
then drop the charge against Squash. And add 2 new charge.
Yeah, we don't get that one there yet though.
You might live on nationwide, man.
All right. We're gonna deal with that on a different. But thank you for bringing it.
Yeah, man.
All right. All right, my brother, manners. All right. So we'll jump on that at another time. Let me write that down so we can go do it one little put together. You know how we do already, right? We don't just run with anything anybody say. We have to go vet it first and see and dig up some background detail with it too and them thing there. Cartel has security and he doesn't leave them. Yeah, not only that, him have him security, but him can defend himself now too. That's what I like about America. See, my security is gonna be shooting, but I'm gonna be shooting too. Right? Right. Him good, man. He's good. Personally don't have gun license in Florida. Here, Derek Lewis now. Cartel personally don't have a gun license in Florida. Derek, you don't need a gun license in Florida, my friend. You know, say Ron DeSantis made it the law. This is why we were discussing squash case. The law is that you don't need no paperwork to carry concealed. Now, if they are crossing into state lines, there are states that deal with other states where if you're from Florida and you get caught with it in Georgia, but you have a license for it and you're just passing through, then that's different. But if you move to Texas or Georgia, you're going to need a license from that state because their rules are different. X, Y, Z. You have to know the rule them before you get caught up in a problems too. That's why I keep a license, but you don't need a license. If I'm here in Florida, I don't need a license. You just carry it, right? But me keep a license because I travel, and I don't want to be caught in Texas or in Louisiana or in Georgia or Alabama or Mississippi or the Carolinas, and me have it for me, but me don't have no paperwork for it. Then you could be in problems. That's a warning too to anybody that's out there who travel these areas what me I talk about. Make sure you know the law. But I saw Peter Tosh's son dead, and a ganja did a ganja theme thing. Peter Tosh. It's ironic that the man who sing legalize it and I will advertise it. You know, see man's son come to America, come get catch with ganja on his way to a show. Them said this is not a personal amount. This look like you are transporting marijuana for sale, right? So them charge him. Them put him in a jail. Him get beat up in there. The inmate will beat him senseless to the point where he had years to do in prison. Them beat him so bad the people them have to let him out of prison because he was left in a vegetative state. And now they brought him to his family for his family to take care of him. And he recently passed away. So you have to know that where he was coming from, it was perfectly legal to have what he had on him. Crossed them state lines and ended up in another state, completely illegal. Same thing with a firearm. So know the laws, know where you're at and all that, right? But yeah, one thing I like about here, we guns up around here, my friend. Yeah, everybody. And there is no, that's what I don't like about Jamaica is that government get to decide if you individually need to protect your life or not. Hello. I mean traversing in my circle. Me know if me need to protect my life or not. Matter of fact, the way how crime and violence behind the country, everybody should have a right to protect them life or to be able to help somebody else if them can. So I don't see why there should be a debate. You see, in the United States of America and Florida here, there is no debate. Do you have a criminal record? No. What is your legal status here? What is your status here? This. Okay, are you above certain age? I am indeed. Background check run, come back clear, here. And you can, here. You can buy any one of them you want to. You want the big long one over there, so with the banana clip, you want the little one that's away, you can tuck in your back pocket, you want the one that's away. And we got it just like that. And Mr. Article Dan said Georgia too, no license needed. That's why I said Georgia married to Florida, right? And they work with them laws. So he good. He's good. So no matter with the cartel, see people see my road and go on now. Go on. I'm sure I'm gonna be reading about you. Make sure me I gonna read about you. All right. With that said, Derek, y'all be talking on your pay scale from y'all be talking on your pay scale. People say I couldn't buy a house here. People say I'm if they're here before him can do this and amount of time and that. Listen, under the current administration, you know, say Donald Trump, they have a gold card the other day. The gold card is $5 million. You buy citizenship. Cartel I get paid $1.35 million for a show in Trinidad. Where you think I go on behind the scenes? You think him thing no legal? You think the man don't reach which part him supposed to be already? Then he bought that house. Then he came back and said, oh, pan the camera across the water. Zoom in. I'm mute them in the next house across the water right there. So really, they could actually watch the back of his house from their house. On another thing, we can't really talk how big money people move, my friend. Because we don't have them big money there. We're not in a them circle there. But money make things work. Money make things work. Especially now. Right? All right. Roland Richards, that's an interesting question. And listen to what I'm saying. I answered your question in not so many words. Do you know his status? You are asking me the man personal business. May I try to tell you, sir, we not in that bracket. We are not in that financial bracket to speak on how these multi-millionaire people move and how their business run. Because money is what makes things move. Money. If the president, let me say it again. If the president can tell you, say, here's a gold card, it's for citizenship. It's $5 million. I say no more. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
SouFLo, my brother.
I'm there, I know what going, bro.
I'm there, man.
Talk to you now.
Yes, you know, we get a lock shop sometimes.
See it.
Sometimes a lock shop, you know.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Too much talking.
Too much explaining.
I'll make it up what I will pay them.
Moving right along. Moving right along.
Sometimes a lock shop,
all right, sir.
Key coming.
See it.
Good man, thing. You can't call me when you want to call him. You see what I say, I do chop the lock sometimes.
True.
All them are rubbish and nonsense. Anyway.
All right, bro.
No, I'm a poach right now.
All right, sir.
Yeah.
Manners. Five ups and no long talking. Lock shop sometime with the bugger explaining. See? Foxy GTV, manners and respect. Thank you for being here. All right, let's move along. Here we're going to talk about now. We're going to talk about the Elon Musk and Donald Trump fallout. All right, we're going to leave the. I'm gonna have to watch the time. We're going to leave the Diddy stuff for last. We have a session here where 10 questions though. So let's do the 10 questions, break up the monotony, and then we use the last 30 minutes to split it in two 15-minute segments, and that will bring us to the close of the show. All right. For those of you who are here, it's 780 something people here on this early morning live. I only have 355 thumbs up. I appreciate you for hitting the thumbs up button, please, and thank you. For those of you who will hit the thumbs up button. Enough time we ask and they don't, but for those who do, I appreciate you greatly. Thank you. All right, remember to hit the thumbs up button. Real quick, and I need the comment section to get super active. All right, so we're not spend too long on this. Question number 1. If you could change one thing about your personality, what would it be? This is me feeling out my audience. If you could change one thing about your personality, what would it be? I'm going to need to say about 5 answers and move on to the next question. Actually, I'm only going to give, let's do this. We're going to do 60 seconds per question. That means if I don't see nothing, move right along. If you could change one thing about your personality, pulling up my clock, what would it be? Clock, timer, go. Smile more. Vivian Brown, you would smile more. Okay. We can all learn from this, you know. So I take from this to myself. To see, smile more, help people too much. Foxy GTV said help people too much. So you would help less people. Charlotte Law says I'm too kind. So you would become more mean. RR123 says more tolerance. All right. Stop sorry for people. Not saying how I really feel. Not saying how I really feel. Saying how you really feel can be used against you, especially if you are saying it to the wrong people. Pre more and talk less on TV says. Yeah. Too much patience and too kind. We have 10 more seconds. My shyness, Onika St. John, you would come out of your shell more. Sean Cassell, that's a big one. Procrastination. Stop doing it. You don't know how long you have left. Next question. What is your deepest regret? What is your deepest regret? We have 60 seconds for that. Let's go. What is your deepest regret? LOL, Charlotte says. Me not gonna talk no one day. What is your my deepest regret? I can't make the boy do. What is your deepest regret? Listen to me, where express your feelings. I even know who they really are. Think before feeling sorry for people. Spend too much money on woman. Mr. Article that said my deepest regret. Coming to America, Foxy GTV, backside. Jay Robinson says marriage is my deepest regret. Sean Barr says marriage is my deepest regret. Celia Sexy says not finishing college. We have 30 seconds left. Donna Davis says stop making people pics. Hold on there. Okay. Giving up too quick. Wow, that's a whole lot of marriage, getting married, deepest regret. Turn down a threesome, Jerome. Jerome said deepest regret is turning down a threesome. So we never chop a line when we did. Yo, let's man so we never chop a line when we did friend. Yo, not going away for college, says Onika. All right, boom. We're done with that one there. On to the next one now. This is the third one. One thing you would change about the world. If you could change something instantly about the entire world, what would be that one thing that you would change immediately about the world? Let's see that one here. One thing you would change about the world immediately. Mr. Article Dan says racism. I'm definitely with you on that one. Donna Thompson says, oh, Jero with him threesome. Racism, Shanbar says. Yeah, racism. Let me see. 15 seconds in, racism. Damn. Racism seems to be a trending point. Poverty. I like that, Nisha. Poverty. So poverty and racism. Beverly Salter says Trump would have to go. Trump, Prentice 1, 2, 3, Trump. Sandra Ellis says equality. No poverty, Charlotte says. So poverty and racism and Trump. All right. Education, less on TV. What, it would be mandatory for everybody? Do not finish what I started in college. Let everyone equal access to living freely, says BM. Equality. So racism, equality, and poverty. Them they have to go. All right. Get rid of all the predators, Melissa Green. On that note, we're going to move on to the next one. I like the one day. Get rid of all the predators. The next one, the fourth one, name 3 absolute deal breakers for you in a relationship. These 3 things can't work. If them 3 things are in there, we can't do no relationship. 3 deal breakers in a relationship for you. Absolutely a deal breaker. Not something that can work around and maybe we can fix that. It's just not gonna work. Let's see. Foxy GTV said cheating. RR123 says cheating, and them they are the 3. Beverly Salter says beating me. Yeah, that's a strong one. Beating. Me know say the cheating part is gonna come. Nobody likes to get cheated on. Even cheaters don't like to be cheated on. right? Because some of you in here are cheaters and you don't like getting cheated on. Disrespect and cheating, beating, no possessiveness, cheating, disrespect and lie. Gold digger, no appreciation, and cheater. The no appreciation part they hit hard, bro. Melissa Green says liar, thief, and cheater. You forgot church, liar, thief, and cheater, dishonest. Married man, lie and abuse. Married man, lie and abuse. Charlotte says lie, no ambition, and abusive. Jaja. Yeah, if somebody have them three there, is a no-go for real. You can't lie and have no ambition and be abusive at the same time. Yeah, you are a no-go. All right, the fifth one. If you could bring back one public figure person who passed, who would that person be? One public figure person who passed away, who would that one public figure person be? Lil Red Gucci 2 came in kind of late. Shout out, thank you for being here. I think Lil Red Gucci 2 is answering the first question about what would you change. She said unity. One public figure person that passed away, who would that be that you would bring back? Damn, I see a lot of Martin Luther King, Bob Marley, Marcus Garvey, Bob Marley, Mandela, Bob Marley, Dr. Eric Williams. I have to go look up who that is. I honestly don't know who that is. Beverly Salter, Bob Marley. No respect, no accountability, no purpose. Okay, that. Marcus Garvey. Wow. So Marcus Garvey, Bob Marley, and Nelson Mandela get a lot. Tell me, says Jesus. Marcus Garvey, Bob Marley, Nelson Mandela. Miss Golly Robinson, your daddy was a public figure? Malcolm X. All right. All right. Let me see. Let's get everybody on the same track. Because some people, apparently we're being broadcasted in a delayed fashion. So some people are answering like the first and second question when we're actually going into the sixth question. So let's get everybody on the same track. We're about to ask the sixth question. Don't lie all at once. Don't, Melissa says she like that segment here. Do not lie all at once. Okay? Name one celebrity from past or present that you would absolutely sleep with if you were given the chance to do it. Don't lie. Don't all at once lie. One celebrity you would definitely sleep with if you were given the chance to do it. Let me see. May I wait for the answer them. Shanbar says Tupac. Shanbar, I hope he's a woman. None. When I run after celebrity says great goodies. None. Shamar Moore. Nicki Minaj. None of them. T.I. Morris Chestnut. Cher says DMX. Dwayne Wade had a crush on him when he played for Miami Heat, says Nisha. Morris Chestnut. My girl, respect. Jamaican flag. Vin Diesel. Jay Robinson says Vin Diesel. Hold on, let's ban TV. Portia Simpson. Miller. You must say an answer. we are top right there, so wait there. Yeah. Let's ban TV said Portia Simpson Miller. You must say an answer for one next question. Halle Berry. Somebody said Buju Banton, Idris Elba, Bomba Clark, Rico Dane 75 says Sidem. Yo, don't draw me in. Sidem, Idris Arnold, Megan Good, Eartha Kitt. Tell me says Eartha Kitt. All right. Rihanna. On that note, the Portia Simpson one we kind of stuck with still. On that note, King of the South says Beyonce. All right. With that, we're gonna move on to the next one. This is the seventh. We have 10 of them. All right. We're going into the seventh one. We're right on schedule too. All right. The seventh one is Let me see. Obama. Melissa Green says Obama. That would be some. That look like that would be some very intellectual intercourse. Rihanna, because she want kids. Says King Bigs. All right. What is your worst fear? What is your worst fear? This is number 7. What is your worst fear? Shanbar, you like this segment? Mr. Article Dan says worst fear is being broke. Flying. Damn, flying? That means you don't go nowhere. Or you probably do go. Let's Ban TV, Audrey says, so you're like older woman, Remington Steele. To be homeless is my worst fear. No money, fear is death. Boy, don't bother fear death, you know, because that is inevitable. Drowning. Jeez. Oh, you don't travel by air. So your worst fear is holding you back then. Homelessness. So money. Worms and drowning, Dorothy T says. To become homeless, Yvonne Laronde says. Homeless. A lot of people have the same fears. Homelessness, being broke, dying. Kanisha Peters. That's my worst fear. Right there. Dying while my kids are still very young. Yeah. I won't be here to protect them, provide for them, love them up, and all these things. So dying while my kids are very young, that's my worst fear. Being old and immobile, Judge of God, that has to be right up there. Yeah, I don't want to be old and be in a condition where, you know, you thought you were going to fart and you ended up shitting yourself. And now you can't wipe your ass because your shoulders have no mobility. You lose mobility in your shoulder them, and then somebody gonna have to wipe your body for you. Or you have Alzheimer's and you forgot that you shitted yourself and you just walk outside all shitty. Somebody gotta tell you, hey, somebody go clean him up. Doodoo is running down his legs. Me no want that. That's up there with one of my worst fears. Resilient says, I'm afraid of lizards and frogs. Don't come to Florida then. My kids chase lizards and frogs. Kai caught one yesterday. I put it in a in a little sanctuary that he made. Yeah, I pray to God that I don't live to experience that. Or to be crippled. Or to get a disease like, you know, something where you can't cure from. All right, moving right along. The 8th one is, what's the most important lesson you took from your past relationship? Don't everybody lie at once, because everybody is going to act like their past relationship, somebody else was the problem. It's never you, it was somebody else. What is the most important lesson you took from your past relationship? RR123 says, my cousin lives in Florida and is terrified of lizards. Your cousin probably never go outside then. I have snakes slither across my backyard. Lizards are always around, and frogs and all the other stuff too. Walk away sooner, Mr. Article Dan said. That's the lesson you took, the most important lesson you took from your past relationship. Trust. What? That you're not somebody to be trusted? Trust. Oh, King of the South says never trust a woman. Damn, you got scarred. Never be too honest and kind. Wow. Damn, y'all been through hell then. Communication. Yep. Don't tolerate. Sheesh. Patience. The red flags flaring and not acting fast enough. Says Razzie daughter. Razzie daughter, big up yourself. Thank you for Raddy's daughter. Sorry. Thank yourself. Big up. Thank you for being here. Big up yourself. I should have given a chance and walked away sooner. Don't be so bossy. Yeah, with that RN on the end of your name, I could see. Don't be so bossy. Never love anyone more than yourself. With Virgo, you just have to let them do them. Says Charlotte says she learned so with Virgos, you just have to let them do them. On that note, I'm gonna go on to the next one. Yeah, Michelle Taylor RN. Yeah. You know, say connect. Resilient says never trust a woman. That's what I took from my past relationship. Jay Robinson said the red flags were present, but hope for the best in the process. Don't do that again. All right. If the red flags present, then present. Don't ignore them. They're there for a warning, a reason. You don't see the red light flashing and go. All right. Most important lesson you learn. We're coming down to the last two. Number 9 is why do you think people cheat why do you think people cheat on their partners? Why do you think people cheat on their partners? Why do you think people cheat on their partners? We have to make them here fast because we've hit 8 o'clock and we have 15 minutes apiece for the next two topics. Insecurity, accusations when you're doing the right thing, greedy for more front. Nisha, they're not settled in themselves. Um, the whole not tight King Bigs. King Bigs, if that's the case, then you have to left, bro. Them should have left. Lack of respect. That's one. Because of stupidity. Yeah, they are not trusting. Them just want to try something different. Diane says, because they can, says Sharon Ingram. Jeez, that's messed up, but it's true. Because them are John Crow. 2, 3 cents. Because them are some John Crow. Because they're still looking for better. Kaz Robinson says. Mel says they're selfish scumbags. Yo, Jerome said because deep and wide. Jano is just a man thing. We can't hide it anymore. Damar, speak for yourself. But go on to the next question. You know, catch me up in that. If you could time travel, what period would you go back to and what event would you do or attend? If you could time travel, what period would you go back to and what event or events would you attend? Last one before we get into the next two topics. If you could time travel, what period would you go back to and what event or events would you get into? It could be a party, it could be a relationship, it could be a certain restaurant that doesn't exist anymore. It could be a what event would you get into? The last one, if you could time travel, what period would you go back to? But like Mr. Article Don Onside says, the 90s. The 90s did bad. Yeah? Right before Europeans went to Africa to warn the ancestors, do the unicorn. I would have think that it was a event. Okay, a time where you actually existed. Late 80s, early 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. Late 80s, early 90s. The beginning of the internet. The 70s. 5Field63 said. The birthday of my children, 1999. Back when I just got, back when I just got what? Where did you get the 1999? 1999, back when I just got saved. Melissa Green, if you are saved, some of them topic here, well, we're going to try to keep it clean. What period to go back to? Okay. 100% the 90s. Skateland and street dance back then, Damar Jones. Skateland and street dance, 90s. All right, me get a whole heap of 80s and a whole heap of 90s. All right, moving right along. The monotony is broken up. So here we go. Let's get into the Elon Musk and Donald Trump fallout. Do you all think 2015, my RN graduation, and congratulations on that, and your season now, your 10 years a registered nurse, right? Are y'all buying this Elon Musk Donald Trump fallout? Are y'all into it? Are you seeing what's going on? Do you think it's real? This is what I'm getting from the Elon Musk Donald Trump fallout, right? When I first saw it, I said to myself, anybody that's believing this is so gullible and manipulatable, so easily manipulated, right? That's what I first saw it when I first thought. But it continues to get worse. RR123 says it's distractions. I believe it's a distraction too. I also believe that there's a purpose behind it though. I think, this is how I think. Smoke screen, the girls are fighting. I like the war, King Big said. Check and see what else is going on. Clive Clue says that's a trick. Mel says Elon is pissed. So when I first saw it, I thought, okay, they're trying to smoke screen us. Something else are going. You know, they're trying to pretend. They're trying to get back in good graces. I don't know if y'all know this. I've been sharing these videos. And around the United States of America, there has been some big protests. I'm talking about thousands and thousands of people gathering. In one particular one, I saw there were probably about, I would estimate to be about 100 and something thousand people gathered. And the crowds are starting to get bigger and they're starting to spread more across the US. And the people are starting to really call for the impeachment of Donald Trump and to do away with Elon Musk. You see, I think the grassroots of it has started, right? I think the people, and when I look at the crowd that's doing it, I see the same people that voted for them. So that makes it even more significant. If their own base turns on them, these people voted for them thinking things were going to happen, but it wasn't going to happen to us. They were going to have our best interest at heart. But they're getting hurt in the process. So now they're like, we don't want him no more, and we don't want this. And that's what happened. I think that this is actually real. Why? There are certain things that you say when you're play fighting. There are certain things you would never say, not even when you're play fight. The Epstein files. When Elon Musk said yesterday that Donald Trump his name is on the list for the Epstein files, and that's the reason why they haven't released it yet. He went and said, it's time to drop a bomb. The Epstein files were not released because his name is on it. That's one. I thought that's not something you even jokingly say. Not only did he say that, he doubled down on it and he said, save this. He said, save this post. Watch, it's gonna come in handy later on. In other words, remember I said this date. Save this post. His name is on the Epstein list. That's why they haven't revealed it to the public yet. And I thought, wow. And then he started posting pictures, videos of Donald Trump with Epstein. And I thought, this is going very far. A report came out yesterday that said that Elon Musk lost $34 billion in one day. And that was yesterday. Beefing with Trump. So his stocks have dropped significantly. Remember, he's a billionaire, right? Right. And he has how much billion dollars? So 34 in one day could mean 68 in another day. Could mean 100 in another day. Could mean a significant drop in his wealth. Making a statement like that is very weird. Now, what I also think has happened, another thing Elon said was this. He said he could have never won that election without me. I said, do tell. Because since you're talking about his name is on the Epstein file and all that, you know what Elon seems like right now? Right now, he's like this. Don't make me spill it. Don't make me say all of it. He could have never won the election without me. I did it. Okay. Give us some context. Like how you did it. Remember when Joe Rogan said, I don't know, man. There's something funny about this election because we were all in a watch party and Elon Musk got up 2 hours before the election was called. And he tapped some people on their shoulder and he was like, I'm going home. Donald's going to win the election. He got a phone call from some people and then he said, his techies, and then he said, I'm going home. Donald's going to win the election. And Joe Rogan said, he said to himself, like, it's not even close to being called. How does he know that Donald's going to win the election? Matter of fact, at the time when they were watching it, it wasn't showing that Donald was going to win the election. And then he said, soon as Elon said that and left the watch party, all the numbers just started changing into Donald's favor. And he was like, yo, this has to be studied. He knows something. Either he knows something we don't know, or I don't know, he's just a good guesser. So when Elon said yesterday he could have never won that election without me, the Democrats would have won that election. How? Because I can only think of one way that you could have helped or influenced that. And it wasn't for your presence. So how? His name is on the Epstein files. He could have never won the election without me. I just feel like secrets are coming out. You know when you want to tell upon somebody, but you still don't want to tell. So you like throw clues out to the public without actually giving the public 100%. That's what I think is going on. I'm gonna keep abreast with this. This is listen.
He immediately went to USAID, shut it down.
Listen to this.
Really had no shame.
They made an agreement
to support each other to get the White House so that they could each avoid going to prison.
These people really had no shame.
They made an agreement to support each other to get the White House so that they could each avoid going to prison. The very first place that Elon Musk raided was USAID, which was conducting an investigation about Starlink in Ukraine. He immediately went to USAID, shut it down, had his crackhead code data guys go in, take all the hard drives, and gets little Marco Rubio to go along with it. The reason they're moving at such rapid speed, dipshits, is not because they're trying to save money. It's because they're destroying evidence that could incarcerate them. And that is the blood bond that these two morons have together. They made an agreement.
Now, her opinion is not necessarily my opinion. However, this is not new. This is what was put out there, right? And now that they've both gotten what they needed, it's like both of them never really needed this. Trump didn't really want to be president again, but the only way he could avoid prison was to be president again, right? Remember, long list of felonies. He was supposed to be getting sentenced, and then suddenly he gets put in a position to make all that disappear, right? Elon Musk did an interview before the presidential election or around the campaigning time where he said, honestly, Trump has to win because if he doesn't, I'm going to prison. That's exactly what he said. Y'all go find that interview out there where he was laughing and he said, honestly, he has to win. It has to work because if he doesn't, I'm going to prison. Now that they're having bad blood, I absolutely think what people were guessing, like something went wrong with this election. Something is off with this election. You know, it was manipulated with, it was messed with, and so the odds could be in somebody else's favor who wouldn't have won it themselves. Do I think that their beef is real? Yeah, I think the bromance is over, and I definitely think that there's going to be more to come. Donald Trump said he said no to Elon about a couple of things, and next thing you know, he became unhinged completely and started acting like a crazy person. The Dolly House, a mash up. Peter F. Ebanks. Absolutely. That brings us to 15 minutes with only 15 minutes left to go. Right? Lady J says if he say anything, he would be implicating himself. Right. Exactly, Lady J. So he can't come out and say, I rigged this election so he could win. He could only say he would have never won this without me. That's a read between the lines kind of thing. Because now we can speculate and say, well, he's the wealthiest man in the world. So was it because he put a lot of money behind Donald Trump while he won it? Or, but he is a techie. Was it because they hacked into and manipulated the numbers? Or was it because, so they're going to leave us to guess, right? Right. Because if he actually spells out, then that's prison time, which is what they're trying to avoid anyways. Georgette Seeley says that black eye was Trump letting Musk know that he's the boss. when he came in with the black eye, did you see him? He was like this, though. If you ever been around anybody that does drugs, that's exactly what that looked like to me. It looked like he was tweaking times 10. Super tweaking. But I said, look at the privilege to be able to tweak in the White House. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
My brother, pardon me, forgive me, okay? Yes, I have you on Bluetooth, but just hear me out.
Hey.
Remember.
Don't make it long because we only have 10 minutes left.
Remember how they stripped him down.
Uh-huh.
So he already accumulated back what they took from him during the time that he was going to court and stuff like that. That's one.
Right.
Two, they're trying to put Elon Musk in officially as a parliamentary in the White House.
So he must act like say he's with the people.
Right.
Kill this bill. This is not American.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say, all right, my brother. Love.
All right, manners. All right. Listen, we're gonna leave it right there. We're just gonna pay attention to see. Let's let the last one for the morning, which we only have 12, 13 minutes to do, is the P. Diddy trial. And we're closing out with the P. Diddy trial. So yesterday, the judge threatened to throw Sean P. Diddy Combs out of court to exclude him from his own trial. We will hold a trial without you here, and it'll be about you. Because he was looking, he said, the judge said he was staring at the juror members. And the judge actually gave them a briefing. I heard from one reporter who was in the courtroom, said the judge gave them a briefing earlier that no one should be having extended eye contacts with the jurors. You know, you shouldn't be playing into the jurors. Again, the YNW Melly trial, the judge in Miami did the same thing to YNW Melly's mother, because people can communicate with eyes only. So it could be like, you know, like hold me down, like, you know what I mean? Like you got me kind of thing. Or she could display sympathy or display a sympathetic look that could draw emotions from a juror. Well, you know, I'm a mother too, and I'm trying to see my son. If my son was facing a death penalty, I'd be trying to see my son come home too. Oh, she looks so pitiful. So the judge would say only focus in this direction. And then eventually they asked her to leave altogether. so she is no longer in court when her son is there. Diddy's trial, same thing happened yesterday, right? The judge threatened to throw him out of the court. Now, there is a person who is testifying in Diddy's trial, and this person's name is going by the name of Jane. Jane is the person who everybody was saying, yes, she's on the stand. I've been waiting for her. I was wondering where she went. What happened? This is going to be interesting. If anybody could sink him, it'll be her testimony. So Jane got up there and testified about how she met Diddy. And the shit hit the fan. It went all the way wrong already. I don't know if these people who are testifying are low-key trying to help him, but still fulfill their obligation to the prosecution, because they're coming in on the side of the prosecution, right? You walk with me and watch what I'm saying. It's kind of like when Woody testified on behalf of the prosecution at the Young Thug trial. It was because of Woody's testimony that Young Thug is not in prison right now. In Diddy's case, it looked like it's the same thing going on. Like they want to please the prosecution, but they end up making him look like this is definitely not sex trafficking and racketeering. So they asked Jane yesterday, so tell us about like when you first met him or whatever. She jumps off and says, I met him out in California. Matter of fact, we were at an event and I met him. She met Diddy through her friend, who was his girlfriend at the time. Right away, man, the jury members are going to be like, huh? You met him through your friend. She said, my friend who was dating him at the time. So you met a man like him through your friend brought you to an event and you met him, and then you ended up with him even though your friend was the one who was dating him. Already, I'm sure this is coming out on the cross-examination. She hasn't been cross-examined yet, right? But that's how she started out. And I'm taking my notes. I'm like, the next bombshell that dropped was she went on to describe how, like, the first time he hired men to start sleeping with her, because apparently that's a thing that Diddy likes, right? He likes to watch his women get beat down by, and I don't mean beat down like punch down, I mean beat down like by some Mandinka warrior with a extended tool kind of thing. He gets his jollies off on that, according to their testimonies. So apparently she also was doing what Cassie was doing, the freak-offs. Any freak-offs happened with you? The answer was yes, all the time. So wait, you met him through your friend who was his woman, and then you ended up with him, and now you started doing the freak-offs for him with. How long did your relationship last? This the one that floored me. How long did your relationship last? She said she was seeing Diddy right up until his arrest. Remember when they arrested him at that hotel? Inside, go back and look, inside of the hotel room, they showed lube, baby oil, condoms, all those things. And I said, damn, you know the Fed's coming for you tomorrow. They found the pink powder substance, which turned out to be the pink cocaine because it's mixed with whatever else. They said it's a different kind of cocaine and it gets you a extended high. I guess Diddy said, I'm having one last blast before I get out of here. I know they coming for me. She said on the stand yesterday, they asked how long your relationship lasts. She said no, and they said a year. I think they said until 20 something, and she said no. Actually, I was seeing him right up until the time he was arrested. And you in here on behalf of the prosecution? This Diddy case, to me, my honest opinion, is they can prove a lot of freakiness went on. I don't want anybody to misconstrue this. I don't think it's fair for us. Walk with me. I don't think it's fair for us to say to people, when you turn 18 years old, you are an adult. A lot of parents out here say, I can't wait till you reach 18 so you could get the hell out and go get your own place. When you turn 18, you are an adult. We cannot say to people, when you turn 18, you are an adult. And then when an 18, 19-year-old ends up with a person who's much older, you say, well, you know, the much older person manipulated them and made them do things. How about accountability, right? How about you were young and inexperienced and you were out there making dumb decisions? That's accountability. So from Cassie to all the others, I don't see victims. I see people who were willing participants in order to get what they wanted out of a lifestyle. It's like catching the ship that's going somewhere. It's going to be a bumpy ride sometimes because the waves are going to come in sometimes. But it should be a beautiful ride a lot of the times because at least we're on the ship that's going to exotic places. That's what it's like being around Sean. The other assistant who testified before this girl, when last did you speak to him? Right before he got arrested. Okay. What was the nature of your meeting with him? Did you meet with him? She said, yeah, in person. What was the nature of your meeting with him right before we got arrested? Because here you are telling us that he sexually assaulted you, he physically abused you too, all this other stuff. What was the reason of you meeting with him? To ask for my job back. Oh, matter of fact, you wrote a letter, right? Yeah. Okay. Is this the letter? Let's read it. Why did you write this kind of letter to somebody? Oh, I love you. And why did you write this kind of letter to somebody who you said caused you so much pain and hurt? And up to the very moment right before he was arrested, you even met with him begging for your job back and asking him to not be mad at you anymore. Because I just wanted my life back. I'm not going to hold y'all. Listen, I'm truly disappointed in the feds. Because not that I wanted to see Diddy go to prison, but I'm used to hearing this. The feds are never wrong. The feds are like 99% or they get a conviction, blah, blah, blah. So I'm looking to see. I'm like, yo, some type of shit that's going to be exposed in this trial. Let's just gear up to watch this go down. Nothing. Nothing. A lot of accusations. No proof to back the accusations. This is a court of law. We're about to get into the period of his trial where the burden of proof needs to come out. They're going to have to show the proof for all the accusations. No proof for any of the accusations. The Kid Cudi house. What happened to video cameras around your mansion? Oh, they stole the cameras too. Come on, man. I have cameras around my house. I said this to this audience before. If you steal my cameras, I still have the footage of you coming to my house. Even if you take the damn front door camera off, I have the footage of you taking it to the minute where it's covered and you rip it off, right? I mean, they have absolutely no evidence. Just a lot of accusation and a group of people who are all connected to each other. Cassie's best friend, Cassie's other friend. What's her name that used to work with Cassie? Somebody Cassie dated while she was dating Diddy. This is not racketeering. This is not sex trafficking. You know what this was? A bunch of toxic relationships that lasted too long. That's what that was. And we'll see where this ends. I'm going to end this video by saying this. If all they have is this, if they convict Diddy, they convicted him because the plan from the beginning was to convict him, regardless of what was able to be shown in court. I'm going to say it like that. The goal was to strip a black billionaire of his billions, liquidate his assets so that he is not able to create generational wealth. Strip him of all his stuff. That's the. I don't see any other way they could get a conviction. The stuff that they have on him, it should be in a lower court. That's not Fed stuff. Domestic violence is not Fed stuff. We're going to leave this one right here. Manners and respect to everybody tuning in. I appreciate you greatly. Who missed the morning? We started out early. Go watch it on a rerun, and I'll catch you all later. My grandmother, Miss Ruby, said, be good. But if you can't be good, be careful. My grandfather, Mas Clevey, said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare my life, knowing that God is in control of all things and I am not. So you might not see me tomorrow, but I think you will because God favors me. All right? Be good. Have a good weekend. Surround yourself with people that love you, people who you love, and uplift your vibrations. Enjoy life because time's going by. It is a friend of none of us, and we don't know the minute or the hour, right? So take time to breathe, smell the roses, all that cliche stuff, and I'll catch you again sometime soon. I'm out. Peace.